Hello, this is Dan from Pale Wizard. Today I'm going to review a new vocal pedal. This is from Bose. This is the VE22. This retails for around £319 in the UK. I've had a number of vocal pedals over the years which I've used mostly in a live setting. I've had ones by Digitech, some previous Bose models, and now I actually use a TC Helicon Voice Live Extreme 3, which I really love actually. So it'll be interesting to see if this stacks up with that. The TC Helicon, as an example, has a very good sound and it's very usable. It's got lots of features which makes it very, very ideal for live situations. So it'll be interesting to see if this one has an equal amount of applications that it can be used for. So yeah, this one retails at £319 or thereabouts in the UK. It doesn't come with a power supply, which I find quite annoying. They can be bought separately. So today I'm just going to be using this one with the batteries inside it. Again, it doesn't come with a carry case, that's optional. I find that quite annoying as well. But yeah, so this one, you just literally get the pedal, that's it. There is an expression pedal that can be bought separately as well, although I'm not sure how much you'd need that from a live situation. Now, having a look at the actual pedal itself, these buttons are quite sturdy. It takes quite a lot to actually push them in. So really these buttons are best used for your feet, and I'm assuming you can, if you wanted to kind of have it raised up so you can use it more as a handheld device, you use these toggle switches here. So they're quite nice and big, and you've got a lovely bright screen here. At the moment I've got it in bypass, so there's no effects coming through, it's literally just the clean signal of the microphone. I'm just using my own Sennheiser microphone for this review, and so far it sounds like quite a clean signal. One thing you do get a lot of these vocal pedals is sometimes you can get a little bit of ambient noise, a bit of hiss going on in the background. I know my TC Helicon Voice Live 3 isn't perfect, and it sometimes has a bit of a grounding issue, especially when you're hooking it up with a guitar or something like that. And I haven't found a solution to that yet, and I've been looking on forums online, and there's quite a few people also experiencing the same. It doesn't tend to get in the way of live performance, but it's a bit annoying, a little bit of a hiss going on. This seems quite clean. I'm actually listening to myself through my in-ears, and it does sound very clean to me. And this pedal's going to the output of this pedal is going straight into the audio of this camera, so what you're hearing is what's going to come out of the actual pedal itself. So yeah, just having a look around it, it's a very simple box, it's very small. It doesn't have an input for guitar, so this is purely vocals. So I'm assuming then that the harmony switch, I'm learning as we go by the way, the harmony switch, you'll have to set the key for the harmonies. Whereas on other pedals where you can actually plug a guitar or a piano in, and it very cleverly listens to the music and picks the key, you can auto pick it. And some of them also have like a microphone built in, so it'll actually listen to the ambient noise in the room and actually decide what key the harmony should be placed at. With this you will need to program them in. I mean, you have tons of presets on this, so if you had a song which changed key 3 or 4 times, you could just simply select a preset which changes a step up to each preset as the song develops. So that's one way of doing that. It's got on the front, it says harmony, effect and echo. That annoys me when they put echo on these things, because it should be reverb really, shouldn't it? Echo is what we used to call it when we were kids, but it's not echo, it's reverb. But you know, obviously they've done this to make it quite simple. It's a very simple pedal actually. So I'm listening to myself. I've just got some in-ears plugged into the headphone output in the back there. Just before we go on, what I do with my vocal pedal is I have an output from the vocal pedal that goes into my own wireless in-ear unit, so I kind of run my own in-ear monitor system through the vocal pedal. It's very, very handy. What it means is I don't have to annoy a sound engineer by asking him to send me a mix through my through my in-ears. I do it myself, and what I do, I take a mix of the vocal from my pedal to me, and I also take a line out from the guitarist, because he has a quad cortex effect system, and it has lots of outputs, so I can take an output from him, so I can have the guitar coming through my own in-ear monitors, I mean, actually, what I could do if I really wanted to get, quite in depth with it, I could get a little mini mixer, and I could probably take something from either the desk we're using if we're doing our own PA system, or I could even use a field mic on the stage to get like a good rounded sound of what's going on. Because the reason I use in-ears is A, to protect my hearing, and B, so I can hear what I'm actually singing without having to battle over the drums and the hellacious noise that's happening on stage. So as long as I can hear myself, the drum beat and the key, as in the guitar line, I'm quite happy where I am. And so that's been a real godsend for me. So I'm a big fan of vocal pedals and in-ears. So I always think these companies, when they're doing these vocal pedals, they should maybe pay a little bit more attention to the live aspect, where someone might want to use their own in-ear system, because I think that's where it's all going to go. Essentially, most people would be well advised to use hearing protection, which is what in-ears kind of are. Anyway, so let's have a look at this. At the moment I've got it in bypass mode. Let's just have a listen to some effects, shall we? So to take it out of bypass mode, I believe we press these two buttons. Okay, so what have we got now? That sounds like echo. Do we have a harmony on? 1, 2. Okay, so this is how we select the key that's the harmony's on. Doesn't sound like there's actually much harmony on this channel. Let's just turn the harmony off and let's turn this effect on. 1, 2. Okay, that's a little bit of chorus. Okay, can we turn that up and down? Yeah, so we can adjust that there. We can turn up the volume, the echo or reverb level. Generals gathered in their masses. It's a nice signal. It's coming through nice and clear for me. Now can we go up and down the settings? So what we need to do to go up and down the settings, you double hold those two. And now we can go up and down. So let's have a look. Harmonies 3 up, 4 down, is that right? Triple voice, 1, 2, hello. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, hello. Triple voice. Cathedral, that's nice. Deus Arimeos. Can we turn that up? Whoa, la 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 la. Hazy wrapped, flanger kind of effect. UK garage, okay. That sounds odd. Hyperpop. Yeah, I'm a pop star. 1, 2. Yeah, it's quite a hype sound. Ooh. Flanger sound. Distortion and flanger. Robot. I mean, can I turn this off? 1, 2. Okay, I find a lot of these effects completely useless, if I'm completely honest. Obviously, people will find uses for them. But yeah, it's nice reverb sound, and there's delays on there as well, and they can all be fine-tuned, which is great. There's a USB-C output on the back, which can be used for recording yourself, audio playback, that kind of thing. The cool thing about there's two XLR outputs on the back. They can be configured to twin mono or stereo, and you can also configure it so you can have a one wet and one dry signal, which is really good. Not all pedals come with that. So for instance, we played a festival last year, and I was using my TC Helicon, and the sound man wanted a dry vocal, so he could have some control over the effects himself as well. So he had a wet signal from me with all my effects and a dry signal, so it gave him more options at the desk. So it's good that it comes with that. Most of the time for the front of house, I just give them the left mono signal, which is my voice with all the effects stored in. Now, one thing like I said, this pedal doesn't have any input for guitars or anything like that. So it's not quite as user friendly when it comes to harmonies. You're going to have to program all the harmonies in yourself, which for me would be a little bit annoying. But to be honest, I barely ever use harmonies. Most of the stuff on these pedals I don't use, like things like pitch correction, and I never like using pitch correction. I know it works. It works for like really poppy vocals, like soul vocals. It can, a little bit of natural pitch correction can be quite a nice sound, but I don't like it personally. I'm a bit of a purist. I just think what comes out of my mouth should be what you hear, really. All I use my vocal pedal for is reverb and delay, and really the main reason I've got that vocal pedal is so I have a feed to go into my in-ears. But obviously it's nice knowing that I can have control over the reverbs and the delays, because I know there's certain points in certain songs where there's a big bit that's going to hit and I need the sound to come in then. I can't rely on a sound man to do it myself. Now, this vocal pedal is a little bit different to the ones I've used in the past. Obviously this is the first one I've used which is powered by batteries. This didn't come with a power supply. I never use batteries on pedals because I want the security of knowing that they're not going to run out. However, this is quite cool because I can see this being very good for buskers. So if you want to do some busking and you don't have a power generator or anything like that, a battery powered device like this could be really quite handy. Previously I've reviewed some portable PA systems which have a rechargeable battery, and again this would tandem up with that quite well for a busker. It does have a loop function on this here. I had a quick go with it. I'm not a fan of looping. I'm not a beatboxer, but it's dead easy to use. But it's very limited. It doesn't save your loops. You don't have like a kind of overriding control of all the different tracks. It's a very simple loop function. I think it's got a maximum of about 40 seconds that you can loop. So there's probably better options out there if you want to loop. I'm not quite sure why you'd use this unit for looping. It's not really set out for that. Again, the TC Helicon Voice Live 3, because that's got the guitar, or you can put other instruments into it, and it's got an inbuilt amp sounds for the guitar as well. That's got a much more comprehensive loop function. If you're one of those acoustic guitarists who you want to play with loops and slap the guitar and stuff like that, that's much more user friendly. And of course there are other pedals on the market. This pedal to me seems like a very stripped back, simple, it is what it says on the tin kind of thing. So I would say this is more for beginners. I know the Bose VE 500 is a lot more comprehensive. So this is like a stripped back model of that. The VE 500 does come with the option to plug a guitar in, and like I said, there was intuitive harmonies where it will listen to the music and actually pick the harmony for you. The VE 500 is probably going to be much more suited to that. Having the pedal on the desktop here is not ideal actually for me, because I'm pressing these big buttons like this. That's quite hard to press. However, yeah, I've just discovered I could just press that. So yeah, if you're using your hands for this pedal, you just want to use these buttons really to turn the effects on and off. So if I just turn off the bypass, can I turn off the bypass by doing this? No. Right, so what have I got on here at the moment? Echo. So take the echo off. Okay, now we put the echo back on. Okay, now we can turn the effect on. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, so that's quite easy to figure out. Let's go through some other presets. Harmony. Let's have a look at the harmony. 1, 2. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's quite a nice sounding harmony. Double voice. For all those Ozzy Osbourne singers out there. 6 voice. Rock. Let's have a listen to rock. What's the effect on rock? Yeah, I'm a rock star! Sounds a bit processed to me. I'm not a fan of these mod effects on these units. I much prefer to keep it really, really simple with delays and reverbs and nothing else. I can tell that this pedal has like a global setting on the voice, which is like compression, de-essing, EQ. And obviously what you'd want to do is go in and edit that to your liking. So obviously that global setting goes across all the settings on the pedal. The same thing happened with my TC Helicon. I remember I was playing a gig, and I'd literally just got out of the box and managed to program a couple of settings in and then just played the gig. And it felt like my vocals were cutting in and out, and I couldn't figure out why. And I realised it was because it had quite heavy compression that was on there as standard, and I had to just take the compression off. It's just doing my head in. Because I'm the kind of person that I like to control the velocity of my voice myself by, stepping back from the mic, getting closer to the mic, that kind of thing. But for some people, they really like that kind of thing. I like it. I mean, it's got nice. These are quite hard to push in actually, but if it's for your foot, that's fine. And the fact you've got a really clear display on the front is very good. What's this? This is the headphone dial. So I've actually got that all the way up to max. It's not a very loud output, but I'm assuming I can actually change that in the settings. These buttons are kind of click buttons. They've got a click, but you can also push them down, which will allow you to actually edit the specific effects that are in there. There's not much going on the back at all, really. Yeah, there's a few things that I would like on this that are not on there. One of the things I've got on the TC Helicon, I know I keep going on about it, but I really do rate it. It's got a USB input on the back, which is great because it means you can actually import like MP3s or WAV files, that kind of thing, into the device itself and use them so you can trigger them. So we have a few songs in the band I'm in, we have a few songs that have intros or samples that happen before the song, and I can play that. I can save specific bits of songs to specific presets. So I can go to, for instance, there's one song we do called Stellargate Drive, where it's got a spoken word bit at the beginning that was recorded on the album, so I've literally put that onto the pedal so we can actually just trigger it in a live setting, and that's really helpful. And obviously the TC Helicon comes with a guitar input, so things like you can tune. It's got a really good tuner on there, really bright screen, so you can tune the guitar really accurately through the pedal itself. One thing I would say about this pedal is the sound's very good. It's very clear, very crisp, very little in the way of noise. Again, you may experience grounding issues with these things. There is a phantom power option for mics if you have like a condenser mic or something, so that's very helpful. With the harmonies, I'm the type of person, I just don't use them. In many ways, the pedal I use, the TC Helicon, is overkill. It's complete overkill for what I need. But the thing is, the things it does very well, which is why I've lumped for that. Now, the thing that this has over the TC Helicon is it's much smaller in size, so this would easily fit on a small little pedal board without taking up too much room. And you could kind of mount this on a stand or something like that, or you can have it by your feet. And with the big clear display, it's going to be very useful for some people. What I would say is, if you're a singer in a band and all you're looking for is a good vocal sound, good reverbs and delays, this is the thing for you. Obviously, you might get use out of all the other functions and all the other crazy sounds that this thing does. It's not for me, or all those kind of robotic or flange or chorus effects. I'm just not bothered about that in a live setting. But it may be something for you. But yeah, if you are a singer who wants a simple setup, this is good because it's literally on off with the effects. If you want a little bit extra and you want a little bit more versatility, I personally would go for something else. For £319, I think it's quite expensive for what this is. There are some smaller pedals you can get, which are very, very basic, but they really do a cracking job and give a really good clean signal. I don't think this is doing enough to warrant upgrading from whatever else you're using. There's nothing about this pedal which is screaming out at me as revolutionary and is going to be a must-have item. It's a nice item. I don't want to beat up on it. It's just a bit basic. But look, the beauty of this pedal really is in its simplicity, isn't it? It's very easy to change your headphone setting there if you need it. You could use that headphone setting, the output, to go into an in-ear to act as a feed for your wireless in-ear system. Or you could go out of one of the XLR outputs, which would be a better signal actually. So you can turn the harmony on and off, the effects on and off, the reverb on and off. You've got tons of presets, so you can put your whole set in there. It's dead easy to do that. You just use the memory function up here to choose where you want the preset, what name you want to give it, and all that kind of thing. It is a very, very simple device, which kind of makes it a bit of a boring thing to review, to be honest. There's not much to talk about, other than it sounds good. It's got a very nice, clean, clear vocal sound. So that was the Bose VE22 vocal effects unit. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Would I recommend it? If you've got £319 knocking around, yeah, it's alright. I'm not going to say it's any better than anything else on the market. It's good, but that's all I got to say about it. But yeah, let me know what you think. If there's something specific about this pedal that you want to know, please let me know. Unfortunately, this isn't the most informative review I've ever done, because I just don't find that much to talk about with this. But yeah, what it does do, it does well. So yeah, that's the Bose VE22. Thanks for watching. See you next time.